British banking giant HSBC is reportedly set to pay a record-breaking settlement to US authorities. The $1.9 billion agreement will end a government investigation into alleged money laundering. US senators have accused HSBC of ignoring money transfers from Mexican drug cartels and sanctioned nations like Iran. Under the settlement, the bank will forfeit nearly $1.3 billion and pay out $600 million in civil fines.
From at least 2001 through 2010, HSBC consistently violated the laws in three regards. So these are criminal actions under U.S. laws. First was in money laundering, aiding it and not reporting the existence of the money laundering. And that had largely to do with the cartels that have torn apart Mexico. So see, these are some of the most violent entities in the world that have cost tens of thousands of people their lives and have disrupted all life in Mexico. Second area was in evading U.S. sanctions on nations, and that was principally Iran, although there were other allegations about places like Cuba. And the third area was support of organizations that the United States has designated as terrorist organizations, and principally this concerned Hezbollah and Hamas. HSBC agreed to prevent, was caught and signed an agreement back in 2003 with the Federal Reserve, agreed to clean up its act, did not clean up its act, and it was found to have actually trained employees in how to evade U.S. laws. In other words, you'd come to work and your package that explained how to do your job was how to commit a felony and get away with it. And so, yes, in the old days, they would, the top individuals would have been prosecuted and would have served probably 10 or more years in prison, and we would have put the bank out of business. We would put it in receivership. We would have insisted at a minimum on new leaders, and none of those things happens in the modern era. The largest banks, the systemically dangerous institutions treated as too big to fail, are also treated as too big to prosecute.
In July, US senators chastised the bank, saying it was used by drug kingpins to launder money. HSBC executive David Bagley, who resigned during the hearing, admitted mistakes had been made.
I recognise that there have been some significant areas of failure. I have said before, and I will say again, despite the best efforts and intentions of many dedicated professionals, HSBC has fallen short of our own expectations and the expectations of our regulators. This is something that a bank seeking to conduct business in the United States and globally must acknowledge, learn from, and most importantly, take steps to avoid in future.
The banking giant is expected to pay $1.25 billion, the largest ever such fine. That's on top of civil penalties, bringing the total to $1.9 billion, slightly more than the bank was believed to have set aside. HSBC isn't the only British bank to face massive fines. This week, US authorities reached a settlement with Standard Chartered. But even among other foreign banks accused of flouting US rules, HSBC stood out, which may be why it's thought to be paying such a hefty penalty.